Thank you for joining us today at Miniature Wargaming Labs. Today we'll be looking at the Jake LeFou model from Funky Skulls Games. This is for the Street Wars NYC game. Now, while this could be an objective piece or an NPC, this is what they call an MVP, a most violent player model, and it has a very Casey Jones look from the Ninja Turtles, which I appreciate. And I guess it was to be expected that the hockey stick would become bent in transit from Scotland to New Mexico. But that straightens up pretty easily, and there's some mold lines there. And most of the mold lines on these models are normally on the legs, which I appreciate. Getting mold lines out of hair and then getting the texture back in and right is normally a pain. But this model was $3, and it's actually very well done. It'll be very easy to clean and get on the table, and then I'll have to buy some Ninja Turtles to go with him. Alright, so let's see how he looks on the mat. Now I finished working on Jake here. Now I like him because he's a great Casey Jones fill-in model, and I'll be buying some Ninja Turtles soon to go with him. But probably the biggest issue is you can see some of the shiny parts here. He cleaned up just fine, but you will have to straighten out the bat and the hockey stick. So don't drop this guy. He doesn't like it. But overall, very good action stance, very characterful. He's even got the pockets in the back of the jeans sculpted in for painting. He's got his cut here with top rocker. That looks good. And the mold line through the hair was easy to take out, and he fit pretty well in a slotted base. I didn't feel the need to fill in before I texture. Alright, so let's see how he looks on the table. So I have Jake LeFou on my Frontline gaming mat. You can see the 28mm base fits on the sidewalks. He looks alright going through the cross walks here. So he looks good on the table, but I want to see how he fits in with the rest of my collection here. So let's get Jules and Vincent here from Studio Miniatures, a 28mm range. And let's say some mercenaries from the A team decided to team up with Jake to clean up the streets here. So you can see the Studio Miniatures line fits in both in like dress and height and character. So good models to go with. I also wanted to compare them to North Star because I like their Yakuza line. So the 28mm North Star fits in well with the Funky Skull 28mm. And just because I have a bunch of them, let's go with the Spectre Operations guy, banker in suit. So same height. The Spectre Mini has a little bit more frail build, but that's alright. Jake's supposed to look more heroic. Let's see how he fits in with my favorite New York City terrain, the MCP plastic for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Even though it's scaled for 40mm, the 3-inch rise means that 28mm models fit in very well, rules wise. He works with the door. The counter might be a little high, but that's alright for him to walk by. I also got some files off Thingiverse from 3DP Design Lab. It's a remix of Terrain for Prints. It's their brownstone, so you can see Jake fits in there. And getting a wider view, we can see very well scaled to 28mm. So Jake's a very good buy. I think he'd have a lot more use in other games and would fit in with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what I'm most excited for him about. But as one of the most violent players, definitely looks like he's ready to rumble. Alright, well, thank you for joining us at Miniature Wargaming Labs, and we'll see you next time.